Okay, I'm Jammer of Jammer's Lisa Loeb friend. I'm here tonight with Lisa Loeb.
Hello.
I have some questions that were posted on the internet. Ask Lisa. Okay, what can you tell us about your upcoming album?
Well, the new album is, originally I was going to call it half and half, because half of it is acoustic and half of it is produced with the band. And part of the reasons I made it half acoustic was because a lot of the fans kept asking me to do something that was more like the Purple Tape, that was more simple and more pared down. And I thought that was a good idea because I always feel like there's a really good connection when I play songs in a simpler way. So half of the album is that. It's like very, very simple with acoustic guitar or piano, vocals, and then half of it is more like a traditional Lisa Loeb record.
Okay.
It's not called half and half anymore, but I don't know what it's called yet.
Okay. For the new album, will you be touring? Does it look like?
Yeah, I'm going to be touring for the new album. It looks like the album will be coming out closer to June now instead of April like we originally thought. With all the work with the Food Network, it got pushed off a little bit. But the album is completely done, and they'll be touring, hopefully with the band. You know, I'm not 100% sure. I would like to tour more with the band, just like I've been touring now with the band, but there'll be some kind of touring, definitely.
Is there hopes of dates outside the U.S.?
Yeah, I would definitely be going to Japan. And lately I've been talking to my family, actually, because everybody wants to travel to different places in the world. And I started thinking that, although it's really complicated, I would like to start deciding places that I want to go. Like, everybody keeps saying going to Australia, and I loved playing Australia. We might not have, you know, a huge audience in Australia, but I would still like to just go there and play. So we're going to hopefully work that out where I can go to some more places that I'd like to visit, you know, and play shows there.
Okay, that sounds good. Also, speaking of acoustic, there was plans to have the Purple Tape converted to a Purple CD.
Yes. That still hasn't happened. This might be the same answer I gave you last time, but when we decided to make the Purple Tape into a Purple CD, we were going to put it out at a time where I didn't have a new CD coming out. So originally we were going to put out the album that was Cake and Pie, and then about a year later, or 6 months later, put out the Purple CD. But Cake and Pie took so long to come out that the Purple CD never came out. And then Hello Lisa came out, and then I was working on my new record, and I put the kids' record out. So we're still looking for a good time to put the Purple CD out, and the artwork is already done. We need to, I think, remix it. I'm not sure. I have to figure it out. But I still have plans at some point of putting that out.
Okay, thank you. Are there any plans of DVD tour video with like all your past videos and maybe a live performance?
We keep talking about that too. There have been a few opportunities where people are filming parts of the concerts and things like that. I'm talking with somebody in Los Angeles about putting together some concert footage. The problem is usually that it costs so much money to make a proper DVD, not only just the shooting and the filming, but the recording of the music. And then also on top of that, there's a lot of technical stuff that happens, like writing the CDs and everything. And traditionally, unfortunately, DVDs don't sell a lot of copies, so it doesn't end up balancing itself out. It is something that I'd like to do in the future, and we're trying to keep it in mind, but I don't know exactly how it's going to work.
Okay. How about, speaking of DVDs, how would you feel about a fan-made DVD that had some footage on it? Or
that might be cool. If we were going to do that, what we would want to do is probably I'd put my management in touch with the fans and figure out how we could do it where everybody could work together, you know, where maybe we could help the fans and they could help us, and you know, there'd be some kind of, I don't know, it'd be an interesting project. It'd be definitely worth talking about officially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Also on DVDs, question that came from a fan on the internet. It's asking, on the road you watch DVDs. What are your favorite movies on DVD?
I think one of them we watched a lot on one tour was King of Comedy, which is a hilarious movie. And on this movie, I think we watched the South Park movie, which was hilarious, which might be one that we need to watch more. Also Waiting for Guffman, we've been talking about it a lot, but we haven't watched it. And also Office Space, we've been talking about that a lot, but we haven't watched it on tour.
Okay. Okay. Usually, do you prefer playing with a full band with a set list or a solo acoustic where you have a little bit more flexibility in which songs? Is there?
It's funny. I like playing both with the band and then acoustically. I definitely got into a habit, you know, that you know, on the road where when I play acoustically, I try to write down songs that I think I want to play, but from set to set, it just completely changes. We have an element of that in this tour right now, where there's a couple spaces where I'll play whatever I feel like, or if somebody makes a suggestion. But I also love being able to play with the band and having all those different dimensions and the great guitar solos and keyboard parts and bass parts and drum parts. So I don't know, it's just two different things.
Okay. Okay. Also, another internet question is: if you can take a vacation anywhere, where would you go and what would you do there?
Oh wow, probably either go to the Caribbean and walk around a lot outside because the sand is really nice and the water's really nice, or maybe go to Italy and take cooking classes would be fun. Also, I think I heard, what's his name, Ricky Martin. I remember hearing about how he takes trips just to go on these really long walks. Like he'll go just to walk on the Great Wall of China. I would like to do that. Maybe not with Ricky Martin. Maybe with Ricky Martin.
Okay. Now here's a question. This was also from the internet. It's going to be, if you're stranded on a deserted island with no trees, with just your guitar, and there's like nothing else, would you smash the guitar and light it in hopes of like summoning help? Not being guaranteed that anyone would rescue you, or would you stay with just the guitar and...
I would probably burn the guitar. You know, you can always sing a cappella.
Okay. That's the questions I have for now. Thank you, Lisa.
Thank you. And hopefully I'll see you guys around the country or around the world. And thanks, Jammer. We're glad you were back.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.